Hey everybody, Spiral Sigil here, and welcome to the Heroes of the Storm hotfix notes for June 28, 2017. It's been a little while since I've done one of these patch notes review videos here, but I wanted to try and get back into doing a little bit more than just the spotlights, because I was going like super heavy on hero stuff before, and then kind of got burnt out, and now I'm only doing a little bit. And I'd like to meet a middle ground with it, like not doing so much as I was doing before, so I get so tired of it, but doing a little bit more than I have been doing lately. So this is a simple enough video. Let's just tackle it. They've changed a lot of minor things in a lot of different characters, so I figured that was at least worth talking about, because a lot of the characters they've been doing stuff with are characters I actually play. So, you know. And I'm also, you know, looking for more reasons to test out the new webcam I got for my birthday just a little while ago. Like, no more crappy pixely garbage. It's so good. Let's scroll down. So, tweaks to the assassin. So Genji's up first. His talent for Shuriken Masteries, a little bit of a nerf there. Dragon Claw, damage required reduced from 75. Well, that's not bad. Damage increased, and dodge, its cooldown is increased. So that's more or less a little bit of a nerf. I don't really know why Genji got changes like that, because he didn't ever feel that overpowered to me. Like, the biggest thing about him that was overpowered was deflect, which, if you're using a character like Li Ming with her beam, or somebody else with a concentrated, like, ongoing attack, it did too much damage too fast to kill them. But beyond that, Genji actually felt very balanced to me, which I'm sure a lot of people are like, wow, you're stupid, but I never found him broken. Malthael, on the other hand, is one that I feel was, like, he needed some changes done to it. He wasn't overpowered, but he had one or two little flaws that I was like, this needs to be addressed. Tormented Souls, which is his one that, like gives him, like, the massive armor and the buff. When I tested him out in, like, my first impressions video, I thought nothing of that ult. Like, I looked at it, I was like, that's fucking stupid. Why would anyone use that? And since then, I've gotten him up to, like, level 5 or 6 now, and it is my ult of choice. Last Rites is almost never my pick unless the enemy has, like, a shit ton of tanks, and even then, it's a tough call. Tormented Souls just gives you so much survivability. I've seen people dive 1v4s and walk away from it. So, the cooldown being increased on that, that's fine. Throwing Shade, cooldown reduction increased from 2 to 4 seconds, additional functionality. Now reduces the mana cost of Death Shroud on quest completion from 50 to 25. Yeah, I didn't really take that one all that much, it's fine. Ethereal Existence, trait armor reduced from 15 to 20 per hero hit. Maximum armor bonus increase from 45 to 50, that's not bad. Like, it kind of sucks that the armor per hit goes down a little bit, but maximum armor bonus is not too bad either. Because at least that way, if you hit 5 people with it, you will get 50 armor. And the cooldown reduced from 30 to 20 seconds on inevitable end. Meh. Metamori, damage bonus reduction. And Reaper of Souls. See, okay, so I went looking for one thing on this, and it's not here. But my biggest problem with Malthael is I believe that his passive stacks too much on non-heroes. Like, fighting the Immortal in Battlefield of Eternity, for instance, or fighting a boss in really any map. You deal way too much damage to those things, where Malthael is very much supposed to be a I'ma kill you kind of character. Like, fighting another hero, you should be able to fight that guy. Unless it's like Mercury, so someone with, like, no health, then yeah, I can kind of see it. But for something like an Immortal, like, that's a being, that's not a person. So I disagree with the fact that Malthael should be able to stack full damage on something that's not a hero. I feel like it should have been a damage reduction, kind of like how Li Ming's magic missiles do 50% damage against structures. Malthael's passive should only stack half as good against something that's not another hero. That's just my thoughts, but a lot of people I've talked to have agreed with me on that in particular. Even people who enjoy playing as Malthael have agreed with me on that point, so I know that's like the whole cries of the few, but still, it's something that I'd like to see. But yeah, Deloyal comments. Death has arrived. He's definitely doing his job, somewhat too well. Swinger has climbed a lot faster and higher than anticipated, so the majority of these changes are nerfs. Particularly, there's a really powerful synergy between the trait, focus, talent choices, and Tormented Souls. I think by reducing the power of each individual part, it'll bring this angel down to earth. I guess, again, I still feel like that's not the main issue here, but we'll see what happens. Thrall's rework is very interesting. I don't really know if I like it better than his original kit. Like, his kit really hasn't changed all that much, but, like, you can build so many quests on him so fast now. Like, his first 3 levels, first 3 talents can essentially just all be quests if you really wanted them to. It's kind of interesting. I like that reward playstyle. Like I said in a previous video, actually I've probably said this a few times now, at least if you know you're gonna get ganked, like you get caught out or pulled by Stitches or an Otanus or something, and you know you're gonna die, at least landing 1 or 2 abilities to proc your skill quests isn't the end of the world. Like, at least you can get something out of a foolish death or a gank. Like, you can get something out of it, so I like that. But it looks like, let's see, his healing is increased, his mana return is increased, Goes hit by Feral Spill, grants 3 charges of... Oh, that's nice. I like that. For that talent, giving it 3 charges. I believe it used to be 2. Level 13 Spirit Shield, cooldown reduction of Frost Resilience stacks. Increase from 5 to 8 seconds. Wind Rush cooldown increase from 70 to 8. Okay, so some of it's a nerf. A lot of it seems like a buff, because his trait giving you more health is always going to be a good thing, because he's a melee assassin, so he needs that health. So I like that. I like those changes. Those are good. Zeratul, bonus damage nerfed down to 40% from 50. You know what? Zeratul's an assassin, and he's squishy as fuck. Damage is all he really has, so I don't know if the nerf was really needed, but if they're going to change anything with stealthies, it's not even a problem with the stealthies themselves, it's the matchmaking. And I hate to be a broken record here, but I'm still seeing so many, countless matches where one team will have a stealth and the other team won't. And even with one of those teams being a 5-stack, in quick match, you can't plan around your enemy team being spec'd against you. You just have to hope matchmaking gives you something somewhat even. It's never going to be perfect, but somewhat even. Now, as I've said to my friends who do like to complain about this a lot more than I do, it's a hard problem to fix. So there's no easy solution, but the stealth is something that I feel like should be moderated a little bit better. Like, if you're going to choose to play as a stealth character, slap that warning, you may be waiting a little bit longer for a match. It's on the new heroes, make it for the stealths too, because hell, it might be the case. Zul'jin, Guillotine, well they had to, yeah, base damage increased by over 140 points stronger now. It kinda had to be. Guillotine is a shit ult compared to Tazdingo. Like, if you're playing Zul'jin and you're not taking the Tryndamere ult that makes you invulnerable to death for 4 solid seconds, and then buffs it at 20, of course, like, you've got to have a damn good reason to take Guillotine, and so far I've not seen it. Like, I don't even see a lot, it's so easy to miss, and then you get nothing. The damage multiplier, extremely low health decrease from 500% to 300%. Like, yeah, you're supposed to kick it when you're low in health, but again, you get bursted down. A lot of comps, like, the stealth issue, again, if you don't have a stealth on your team or some kind of good counter to a stealth and the enemy team has a Nova, your Zul'jin plays are gonna suck. Because then you're gonna go like, alright, low health, alright, get ready to Tazdingo, I've been sniped, I'm dead. Before you can even kick it off, you're dead. Really, a way they could fix that problem, at least for Zul'jin, who, you know, I guess he's kind of a high skill champion, maybe not. But maybe have a talent somewhere down the line that, like, when your health gets low enough and Tazdingo is off cooldown, it kicks when you would die. So rather than death, it kicks that off. Maybe, like, I don't know. It's kind of a tough call here because, like, on the other hand, that might make him too broken, but you could make it so he's still vulnerable to stuns. So he can't kick it if he's stunned and then gets bursted. Like, maybe, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. And level 20, his talent for Ensnare, range increased by actually a little bit there, cooldown reduction, and duration increased. So all good things for Ensnare, meaning nobody was taking it. Because the fact that has only buffs and no nerfs means like it was really lowly picked. And I've never even used it once myself. I'd probably try it once if I ever get to a Zul'jin Spotlight just to test it out, but I've never found a need to use it. I always go Tazdingo, so I always buff Tazdingo so I can get my health back and keep going crazy. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe Ensnare will be good now. Medivh, Raven familiar. Raven's created by this talent will now only attack heroic targets. I haven't played a lot of Medivh. I've only got him to level 5, and I don't own him yet. He's actually one of 3 heroes in the game I don't own anymore. Or I don't own yet, sorry. And I don't think I ever used his Raven familiar talent at level 7. I can't actually remember what I usually take there. I think it's a vision one. Maybe it's a questing one. It might be the questing one for his Arcane Rift. But you know what? That's good. If you're gonna take a talent and let's say off the top of my head, it is the one that's based on the same talent tree as Arcane Rift's buff. If you're gonna take something that's not that, it needs to be good enough to justify it. So Raven's only attacking heroic targets. It's good. Probius, Pylon Overcharge no longer gives Pylons bonus health. That's good. Because Pylon Overcharge has always been the most broken ult. I've seen in previous patch notes they keep trying to buff Nullgate. Still not as good as Pylon Overcharge. This helps balance the scales a little bit better, because Overcharge is great. Even if you run in, kick it off on an objective, and die, at least your Pylons can still do something. So, that's good. That is a well-placed nerf, in my opinion. Brightwing. Pixie Dust. Movement speed duration reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. No longer grants block, but grants spell armor. I kind of like that a little bit better. Pixie Dust always struck me more as like a magical enchantment kind of thing. So granting block was kind of eh. Spell armor, I actually like that a little bit better. So that's a good change. And Shield Dust, added functionality. Pixie Dust also grants 50 physical armor for the duration. So it does both? Oh, no. Okay, so level 13, you can make it do both. That's cool. That's actually, I like that. Because it didn't lose anything, it just gained that ability. So that's cool. All right, Lucio, amp it up healing increased. Good, because Lucio is a great healer, and I think when I last checked, he was one of like the top 2 or 3 meta picks. Like I know Malfurion's up there, and I know Ariel's been getting a lot of play too. Uther to a point, but like I know it was usually Malfurion and Lucio I used to see getting the ban hammer for healers more than anything else. But Lucio's not a great single healer. It's like in Overwatch. He should never be your primary healer unless your team is really good or you gotta go fast. So it's good that his basic healing is better now because he kind of needs it. Because you stun that guy down, he's not getting away. He's gonna die. And level up the frequency. Cooldown per basic attack increased. Okay, that's good. That's good. He's giving back his intentional healing since we took out so much of his passive healing away. This may also hopefully reverse amp, bring it up back together, pick rates. Yeah, because yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Anything that kind of fixes up the playstyle and makes it more versatile to play, always a good pick. So I have no problem with that. Cassadar, oh man, Rob's gonna be pissed. All right, let's see. Lifesteal amount reduced, not by a lot, so it's not too bad. Caridian, Kadarian, is it Kadarian? I don't know. I gotta play more StarCraft 2. I got StarCraft 2 recently as a gift. I should play it. Resonance. First unlock shield talent bonus increased from 15 to 20%. Second unlock shield bonus increased. Okay, that's a buff. Nice. Templar's Will damage bonus of first quest unlocked reduced. Okay, so that's a lackluster thing. But I think a lot of people do take the Q quest, so not a huge loss there. I don't know. Level 4, Callous Embrace. Lifesteal reduced from 90. Yeah, I kind of thought 90% lifesteal on certain characters was kind of broken because I've seen... We very frequently have a Butcher and a Tassadar in my normal play group. It's fucking crazy. You can't kill that Butcher. The only way you kill that Butcher is if you stun him or polymorph him or CC him in some way that he's no longer attacking. A blind would do it too, I guess. But yeah, other than that, that Butcher will never die. 75% at least keeps it a little bit more in moderation, but I still don't think he's going to die anytime soon with a Tass and a Butcher going crazy on something. Keep your CC handy is all I'm going to say. Uther. Aw, no, don't change Uther. I like new Uther. Hammer of the Lightbringer. Cooldown reduction per basic attack increased. Okay, so you get more cooldown. Pursuit of Justice. Movement speed increased. Good. Armor of Kings. Guardian Ancient King trait. Armor reduced from 75 to 50. I don't think I really took that one, to be honest, so not a big loss to me. Benediction. Cooldown reduced from... increased. Not reduced. Increased by 20 seconds. Quite a bit. We looked at how to nerf our paladin. We knew that Uther was designed to be a great at shutting down enemy teams with lockdown. We want to continue that as one of his major strengths. Guardian Ancient Kings negated the enemy players too. While statistically it isn't outperforming the other talents, but on the tier by a significant margin, unless you took it at the highest levels of play. But at those levels, the power of this talent could feel really frustrating to play against. See, I like that mentality that Blizzard looks at. It's like, not so much... It's kind of like the Hearthstone mentality, really. It's not, is this broken? Because if it's fundamentally broken on like a foundation level, then yes, it needs to be changed. But if it's broken... people will find a way around it. But is it fun to play against? Because if the answer is no, there's a failure there that needs to be addressed. Hearthstone does that constantly, even when I don't play, like I haven't played it in a while, but I still watch the updates and I see it as it happens. Maybe not as often as people would like, but it's enough. Heroes takes that stance a little bit as well, not as much because it's more competitive. I'm sure there's going to be some hardcore Hearthstone players out there that are going to scream at me now, but I'm going to stick with that. A MOBA is going to be more competitive than a TCG. It just always is. So... yeah, like they have to do a little bit more balancing on a smaller scale more consistently, but it is nice when they look at something like, is that fun? No, let's fix that and make it fun. Fun for the guy and fun for the opponent. Like, we got to make it fun, otherwise people are sitting there going, oh my god, just kill me now, I don't want to play. And the toxicity comes out and nobody wins. Warriors Diva. Oh no, not more changes to Diva. Every time you change her, she gets worse. Mech basic attack damage reduced by barely. Mech health reduced barely. Mech health regeneration reduced. Barely. Alright, I can live with that. It's not bad. Hit the nitrous. Not the one I use, so I'm okay with that. Alright, cool. That's not one that affects me personally, so I'm okay with that. Dahaka, one of the tanks that I am absolutely trash with. Basic attack damage reduced by a little bit, not too bad. Brush Stalker, cooldown increased. That kind of sucks because that's one of his main abilities. Also, wow, I thought his cooldown was way lower than that. I was actually just talking about Dahaka the other day to somebody. I was like, oh yeah, his movement's kind of like Falstad's, but I think it's on a smaller cooldown. I think his is like 30 seconds. Clearly, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Ferocious Stalker, new functionality. Increase the damage of Darkstorm by 40% while Brush Stalker buff is active. That's not bad. That's at least not a nerf. But I guess Dahaka must be getting kind of strong lately because I see a lot of people picking him. I'll be damned if I can play the guy, though. I fucking suck as Dahaka. And that's it for the changes. Now it's just bug fixes. So, fixes several issues that could cause the game client to crash. I've never had that happen, but I've been seeing on like the Facebook group and other communities that crashing is such a huge problem still to a lot of people, where like they'll be in a ranked game or even just a quick match game, get kicked out, be unable to rejoin in time, and then get the leaver penalty and loss of rank. And it sucks. So anything that makes the game more stable, more power to you, Blizzard. Artwork. Malfield casting last rights multiple times on the same target will no longer cause the overhead visual effects from the second cast to appear untextured. Didn't know you could even do that, so cool. Fixed an issue that can allow 2 instances of slowing sands to exist at once. Dahaka, complete tissue regeneration, as well as prevent essence from via hero takedowns from healing Dahaka. Fixing the issue causing Windwalk to last 9 seconds rather than 10. How would you even test it? You said that with a fucking stopwatch timing Samuro? Like, I don't know how they do these kinds of tests sometimes. Nullification will now correctly apply a multiplicative. That word. The target is also affected by the damage reduction effects. Tester can only use his basic attack during dimensional shift while in Archon form. So dimensional shift, Archon, and basic attacks don't work together. Okay, fair enough. Throw all % health damage dealt by basic attacks for causing fire or spirit. Well, the Alpha Wolf talent will now correctly. Okay, so I guess there was a problem with that. So pretty much just as they said, bug fixes really. That's all it was. So yeah, that's it for the patch notes for this particular patch. Like, there's not a huge amount of big ones, but some necessary ones. And I'll be the first one to argue this one. Some unnecessary ones too, because I don't really see a lot of problems with what they changed on Malf compared to the big one that they haven't addressed yet. I don't. Maybe that was their goal. Maybe their goal really was going in, make it so he's good against this too. Maybe, because like without he doesn't have great wave clear unless you take the talent for his W. That like when you teleport in, it spreads his passive around, and then you can hit Q and absorb it all. Like maybe that's what their goal was. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a wrong thing. Like I'm of the mentality that each hero should go in with a core concept in mind. Like this is the overall goal. The kit should extend to associate with this goal. That's what I talked about when I talked about a lot of different fan-made ideas. Is the trait or the character's ideal playstyle should be the goal, and every ability should reflect that in some way. That's why I always further approved of abilities that did augment a trait and kind of poo-pooed the ones that didn't. Malthael's kind of the same way to me, where I wish more stuff would focus on like, you, me, let's fight, I kill you kind of thing. Anyway, that's how I see him. Maybe you disagree, maybe you don't, but like I said, I want to get back into doing a little bit more of these extra videos here and there. I know a lot of people are probably sitting here going, just make spotlights, just do that, because we don't care, we can read patch notes ourselves. And some people don't. I've got people who do tell me like they like having someone else's opinion on patch notes so they can discuss them, or at least make it a conversation instead of like, oh, that sucks. Play the game anyway. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below of these changes here. Tell me if you like seeing these kinds of smaller videos here. And this has been Spiral Sigil saying, you know what? Thanks for watching, guys.